I'm a suspect. I was the last one to this stupid fucked up party. I'm not an easy person to get along with, but neither is my ex-wife.
There, what did Katie personally tell you happened? Did you guys talk when you got to the house?
When I got there, I assessed the situation before I walked in. There was law enforcement was everywhere, in and out the doors, so on and so forth. By the time I got there, the dog people were there and the drone people were there. I was the last one to this stupid fucked up party. I'm not an easy person to get along with, but neither is my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. The divorce was kind of horrible. I mean, she accused me of some nasty things. And I'll tell you right now, if people really want to look, they can look at mine, because all of my declarations aren't written by me. Yeah. I refuse to write anything bad about that lady. I refused. What happened behind closed doors, what she put me through, the hell that she put me through. I didn't have a thing. I mean, we're talking about, I was 7 years without a girlfriend after the divorce. I didn't even, I wasn't looking for it. No. I mean, it takes time to heal from trauma, from abuse.
I'll be stripped away, and I want to strip it away a layer even more. And I want to meet Sebastian. I want to meet him right now. Actually, the thumbnail that's going to come up, it's not up yet, but it's been finished. It's beautiful, with beautiful pictures that you provided. So I first want to talk about Katie in a different light. I want to talk about Katie in terms of when you all got married. I just want the audience to understand there was a time when things were good. There was a time when you wanted to join in matrimony and have a family. So can you bring us back sort of to that day when it happened and so on, and just bring us up into the time?
We got married the day after my birthday. We got married June 21st, 2008. It was a very hot summer day. I remember our vehicle didn't have air conditioning. I didn't get to spend the night at my house, so I was over sleeping on a couch at a friend's house because I can't be in the house with the bride the night before the wedding. Kind of particular. So yeah. And literally the stress of it all, I actually had a migraine the whole night. So it's not like I got to do anything fun or exciting. I was sitting there like, I need water, I need ibuprofen, and I need my head smashed in with a hammer.
What did you wear? Traditional tuxedo, or was it a cowboy wedding? What did you wear?
I wore it was a tuxedo. Well, no, it was a suit, brown suit. She was in a dress, a beautiful dress. She was beautiful. I mean, I still remember some of the comments that she made that, she was like, you've never.
Big breath. Let's move on, Jen.
Okay. So that this night occurs. This is, you love her. She loves her. You loves her. You.
So we go through. We end up getting married. Walk down the aisle. My dad actually is the one that walked her down the aisle. Afterwards, we had a little country boil at the back of my parents' house. Sat there. There are pictures in my wedding album that I still have where I'm walking around with a huge bottle of champagne. And that's what I was drinking on all night while other people were drinking beer. I'm carrying a bottle of champagne around. And my mom and dad got us a hotel room and everything. And we got there. There was some expensive cheese and grapes and stuff like that. And she started watching TV. And I was like, I'm drunk. I'm going to bed. And I don't think she ever really forgave me for it or let me forget it either. But, that was years ago. I mean, and it was shortly after that my family got bigger.
Tell me about that moment, the moment when Katie told you we're going to have a baby.
She told me, and she told me pretty much on my mom's birthday, on April 15th. She was like, hey, I'm pregnant. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a horrible dad. I mean, just it's something I've never been part of. So it's just like, here's another challenge in my life. And I'm probably going to fail at it miserably. So I let my mom know, you're going to have another grandchild. And from there, it came along. December came around, and my son didn't want to come out. My son was want to say 5 days
Want to know
late.
why he slept all the time when he was here? I didn't give him sleep aids. Literally was asked what I did for him to sleep here at my house. And I told law enforcement, hot shower and some sleepy time tea, which is still up there in the cabinet, bought at Walmart. I do it myself so that I can get to sleep a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't believe in this medication and stuff that he was taking. I never did. And one of the reasons she divorced me is because I refused to sign off on any type of pharmaceutical medication for my son because I believed in home remedies. He had ADHD, then give him this. Got into arguments with psychologists at the school. You want to give him a cup of coffee every 2 hours. Well, you want to give him a pill every 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather give him a cup of coffee and his kidneys will filter it out and he goes and takes a leak instead of building stuff up in the system and you're giving him Ritalin. You're giving him basically pharmaceutical meth. What are you trying to do to our kids? Needed to understand that what happens if something happens to me and all of a sudden he doesn't have insurance anymore, and then all of a sudden he has no idea what meds he's supposed to be on or anything else, and he's got to learn how to take care of himself. He's got to learn to function on his own without the use of medication. And until he was 8 years old, he wasn't on any medication. I refused that stuff. Didn't have a single problem. Had a structure and routine in the house, and he flourished with that.
So that's
They stress me out, and I'm not a 15-year-old kid. I'm in law enforcement, and I'm literally at DDC with 65 inmates that are either murderers or in there for a long period of time about to go to prison. And those two stress me the fuck out and work them.
wow.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. This is just one of those. Take a deep breath, relax.
And this is probably gonna, my next questions are gonna kind of be geared toward Chris. So, according to Chris, both of you guys spoke, what he's told the world is basically you guys speak regularly. Is that true, and how often?
About Sebastian, yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's feeding me a line of bullshit every time I fucking spoke to him. And my phone number is still the same. And I know he probably watching, he probably in chat. Hi, Chris. Fuck off. You can call me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
And
that's
also-
my key. Fuck off. You can call me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
And
that's my
also-
key. That's been my key phrase, I guess.
Right.
But that's been my key phrase for a long time, way before my son went off to, play Houdini out of their house. Beat me up, Scotty. It's only a Chevy. But I'm just tired of the bullshit. No parent should be going through this. I'm a suspect.
Right. And you have not been cleared.
No, nobody has. For him to have left between the times of falling asleep and 6 o'clock in the morning is straight bullshit. Another day that first one was a divorce, way to destroy the nuclear family. Another one to take the last bit of my family away from me. She's good at that. Something I always told my son, there's 2 things in this world that you can do with these. You can either build or you destroy. Be a builder. Don't be a destroyer. That's not gender specific either. That's with everybody. The only person that has an input on it would be his mom and me. We run the show to find our son. I don't care if you're married to her now or not. A united front is not me and the stepfather working to find my son. It's me, the mother, and her husband working to find our son. But he needs to learn how to support his wife in a supportive role while she looks for her son. But I don't see that. The only support I have are some of my close friends.
You have. What was it like when you arrived at the home outside of the craziness from law enforcement? You know, what was the behavior of the people, Katie and other people that were there?
When I walked in, Katie said something to me and then shoved her phone in my face. There was a picture of Sebastian, the one that you see him with his optimism shirt on. Started kind of confused me on why she's shoving a picture of Sebastian in my face. I know what my son looks like.
Do you know why she did that?
No, still don't know
'Cause it
why.
was a-
I'm looking to see what I can see. Obviously, my son's not there. Turned around and I was there for a little bit, just enough to talk, to find out what was going on, to find out if they had any evidence or if anything, to hear the evidence that was being said. And then I jumped in my truck and started looking for my son. Kind of hard to explain. But
Was she acting normal?
shoving her phone in my face, had a picture going, see, we're at BJ's yesterday and everything was fine. And I'm like, trying to prove something to me. That's not how
An
you.
odd statement.
It's not how you prove something to me. Most of the time, the people that came over, I was just sitting in a chair. People kind of looked at me, and then they would have their conversations with Chris and Katie and Kathy and whoever else was there. There was some introductions, but I'm not one of those people who just appear to
I
be
can't
concerned.
I
Some
need
of
to
them
know
brought
what
their
everybody
video
thinks.
footage over for Chris to look at. So Chris got to see all the video footage, and I didn't get to see shit.
That's quite
Still in the dark.
that's quite interesting. What was your relationship like with the Proudfoots, with Katie and Chris?
I'm not an easy person to get along with.
Did Katie file for divorce on February 26th?
I have no idea. I'd have to pull out the records and take a look at when she filed for a divorce.
Well,
I
somebody
wouldn't
is
know.